We will be connecting with the management of HAL or Hindustan Aeronautics, and for now, just let's take a look at the markets. You've got 50,233. That's down about 0.5%, quite divergent when it comes to the broader end of the market. UPL, HDFC, as well as Bajaj Auto, BPCL, Grasim, Maruti, Nestle, and M&M. Those are some of the stocks that are dragging their feet, while Adani Ports, IndusInd Bank, as well as SBI, Airtel, and Hindalco are holding out in the green. Let's slip into a very quick break then and come right back as we connect with Mr. R. Madhavan of HAL. Okay, let's just go straight to the management then. And Mr. Madhavan, thank you so much for joining in. We have lots to talk about, but let's begin with your earnings. It's been a healthy growth of nearly 85% in your Q3 PAT. As things have opened up and you've recovered from the lockdown impact, take us through what has led to an increase in your earnings.
The beginning of the year was very bad since the first quarter was very bad. We made good in the second quarter, and as you can see, the cumulative results as of third quarter is very promising. In fact, we increased our revenues by more than 7.5%, almost 7.5% from the previous year. And similarly, the profit before tax has also increased by more than 10%. So in effect, we have made good whatever we had lost because of the pandemic in the first quarter. We had issues of supply chain management, supplies of raw materials coming from the foreign OEMs. So this has been an issue with us, and a little bit of it is still continuing, but we will make good whatever we have promised at the beginning of the year. And we hope to end the year in a positive note.
Okay, fair enough. And what's the order book target? Because I understand that the company expects to cross 1 lakh crores in the next year. Are you on track for that after this Tejas order win? Can you tell us what the order book stands at and what your whether or not you're on track for your target?
Yeah, at the beginning of the year, we were at around 52,000 crores with the introduction of this 83 LCA contract. We have now reached around 87,000 crores. And definitely next year, we look forward to having an order book of more than 1 lakh crores. So a little bit of this 87,000 crores will be liquidated this year. So even then, we are looking at fresh orders in the helicopters as well as in the HTT 40. Plus, of course, our running tasks for the repair and overhaul. So we hope by the, somewhere around middle of next year to end of next year, we will cross the 1 lakh crore mark.
Okay, what's the outlook on export opportunities at this point of time as well?
We are looking at exporting our basically the Crew Mark 3 and Mark 4 helicopters, along with, of course, the LCA, and now we want to introduce a new LUH as well as the trainer HTT 40 into the export market. The prospects looks good. There are a lot of interest shown by many of the countries where we are pitching our products. And we have also have our business development partners and agents there. So we should be looking at some sort of an export from coming in probably by the end of next year or the year after that. Because it takes about 2 to 3 years for them to finalize on any product. It's not such an easy job. But once it is through, then we should see a lot of exports happening.
Okay, you've also done a number of collaborations and partnerships of late with the likes of Midani, Collins Aerospace, Lockheed, to name a few, even Rolls, GE Aviation. So tell us more about that and what these also bring to the table for the company.
First of all, let us start from the basically indigenization of our defense requirements. It starts with Midani, where we are getting into an agreement so that we will, in fact, HL will be financing a project for composites in India, which is a main source of imports as far as aerospace is concerned. So this is where we want to enter. So it starts from there. We have been supplying casting forgings for various companies. You have seen the last one was for GE, where we are giving casting forging from our side to them. With Rolls-Royce, we are getting into an agreement wherein the global support for their Hawk engines, that is say Adu 871, and other engines that they are producing for the other countries will be supported from India. In fact, HL will be supporting those fleets. And another one that we are getting into an agreement with Rolls-Royce is for the naval and the marine versions of engines that is now looking up. So that is the agreements and the MOUs that you have signed with Rolls-Royce. Similarly, wherever we feel that there is a need for us to get into a new segment and we don't have that wherewithal with us to get into that segment on our own, we have got into agreements with OEMs like Lockheed Martin. So we hope that our footprint across both defense as well as civil is expanded.
Mr. Madhavan, what's the update on the delivery and the timelines for the Tejas aircraft?
Yeah, we have, as we were told earlier also, that the timelines are very tight for us. The first aircraft has to roll out within 36 months of signing of MOU, signing of the contract, which has happened now. So we expect that by the first quarter of 2024, we will be delivering the first aircraft. And we will be ramping up our production line from present 8 aircraft per year to 16 aircraft per year. Towards this, a new plant has already been commissioned by the Ramansi during the Aero India show. So we are on track and we will definitely achieve the timelines that we are given.
And given the backdrop of the Ministry of Defence's Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative, can you share with us the vision for Hindustan Aeronautics? What message would you like to send out to the shareholders?
We had a very muted growth rate probably about 3 years, 4 years back. We have decided internally to increase it to in excess of 6%, though last 2 years we have seen that the growth rate was at 7.5%. And hopefully we'll continue this for another 2 years, and by 2025 we expect that the growth rate will increase into double-digit figures. We're expecting around 12% growth rate from then onwards. So definitely we are on a higher growth path. So for the investors, it is something very good to look at, as well as we always promise returns on the investment through dividends every year. This is, of course, the government also has a binding on us saying that at least 30% of the PAT should be given as a dividend, and we are maintaining that. We are maintaining above that limits. In fact, we have already given a dividend of 150% now, and we'll maintain that. So for an investor, it's of course it's a good thing that we return every year approximately about 3 to 3.5% of the investment plus the growth in the share values.
Okay, what are some of the major challenges you foresee, in order to really achieve self-reliance at this point? Would budgetary issues, production, time delays, some of these things impact the outlook going forward? Are you seeing some changes emerge?
There is a lot of change in all these things. Definitely, we have come out of that delays part of it, because now most of the projects are basically indigenous, both either HAL or DRDO projects. So dependence on the foreign OEM, which has caused us a lot of delays in the past, is behind us. One thing. Second thing, the budget this year has been good for defense. So, and as well as the collections, as far as HL is concerned, which was an issue with us earlier, is behind us. We have collected much more than what we have collected last year. So we are in a very comfortable situation as far as finances are concerned.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Madhavan, and sharing that with us.